have come this morning to see the house of Jose Fustra, or something like that. And this is his home, and he's an artist, if you hadn't figured that out. And he is kind of gone crazy on building his house. And so we're gonna.
Hi everyone,
sorry?
hey, come to Alex.
Yeah. And so we're going to get the. At least we're having lunch here. Kind of like Disneyland on drugs. This is fun.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. Well, this place is just amazing. Again, home of Jose right out of my head again. I just met him actually. He was getting ready to leave, and I asked the girl, I said, is this the artist? And she said, yes. So I went over and introduced myself and got a photograph with him, which was really quite nice. It was very pleasant to pose for me. Here's some of our group. That's the outlook, they call that, up on top. And we're going to have lunch here. I'm not sure I'm going to stay for lunch, but I am going to certainly keep wandering around. Over 50 buildings in this neighborhood he has put the Jose touch to. And so I want to walk around and see some of the other things. But I guess he just invites or asks the people, can I come over and fancy up your house? And they say, oh sure, and then he comes in and designs the tile work. All this is pieces of broken tile, really, and must be an endless supply of it because he certainly has used a lot of it. It looks like an alligator hanging up on top there. And this is a home. Just really amazing. Here a little more at the Fuster home. Just kind of pan over the. This is just crazy. I was saying it looks like the burial site for Pablo Picasso. I did get to meet the artist. He was just leaving, and there was a guy, an older guy, talking to one of the girls, giving him some instruction, and I was thinking, oh, that must be. And I asked her, she said, no, it's the other guy. And so she was very nice giving me the information, and so I went over and asked him if I could take a photograph. And so anyway, but the whole place is just kind of muraled with all these different crazy. He's got a chicken. There's a cow over here, I think. That's the roof of one of the buildings. This crazy pipe thing that comes down and curls around and drops down in. He's got a school of fish on the roof of this structure. And he's got a swimming pool in there, and you can see part of our group right in there. Having lunch. Lunch is included with our visit. They've closed the place. I don't know whether it's not open to the regular but we're actually having dinner here. Lunch here, I should say. I'll swing you around, and I'm up on the very highest point at this point. Across. Down on the eyes. There's a guy on crutches. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind. little cow. I think the cow's saying moo from the way it looks. And here's another little guy. Quite a sense of humor. And hanging out over the little village that we're in, and you can see in the distance there's some more of his work. Another building over there, but they say about 50 buildings in this general area have been done by the artist, you know, covered over by the artist with his. Going down. Oops. I just purchased a shirt and a rooster from one of the sons. Well, around the corner from Jose's house is his homage to Grandma, the boat that would bring Fidel and I think it was 87 guys, was grossly overweighted, almost sank. But this was when they came to liberate the island, and you can see at the beginning you've got Fidel, and the other side there is Che Guevara. I'm not sure who the guy in the middle is. All of them are famous. The guy with the big hat is Cifuentes. Not the city is the same name, but the city wasn't named after him. But each one of these guys is specific to the revolution, and so this was his kind of homage to that. And then I'll take a pan you down. There's a wall here, and he's done murals all the way down the wall. But the big one here, they said, was the Grandma, the boat. And here we have the warm-ups for, well, I guess they are playing a game now. Yeah, playing a game. I don't think this is the big leads, but this is one of their favorite pastimes is baseball. They're obsessed with baseball. And although it looks like, yeah, it's softballs that they're throwing. I don't know whether it's softball or baseball out on the diamond. Been a little too far out. Not sure whether I'm supposed to be here or not, so I figured I'd just film it until somebody else and I'll walk away. But it shows the game as it's played here. In some place, there's a scout probably watching the game, figuring out which one of these guys is going on to the big leagues, which would be the Havana team. Found this bus stop. If you look at it, it's actually a huge crab climbing over the wall. You can see the far left of the red thing has the claw, the head in the center, all the little legs, and then on the far end there's another claw. It's basically a bus stop. Take it this way. Again, just another wall that he's worked on to kind of dress the place up. That's a marlin and what's it? 3 fins. Big fish. Roosters. He likes roosters, and that's what I bought in the store. I actually just bought one of his pieces in the sun. The story, I collect Izod shirts, as some of you may know, with cool logos, and we got in and they had this really cool logo on this Izod shirt. I'll scan across the street and show you a little more of this. Got this really cool logo of the shop, and so I went to the Sun and I showed him I collected shirts and said, could I buy a shirt? And he says, no, we don't sell the shirts. And I said, you sure? And he says, no. And then he thought about it for a minute and he says, well, let me see if we have one. And so he brought it out with a big smile, and as I was buying the rooster, so I was able to purchase that. And it'll be a prized possession in my collection. But well, to give you a little flavor of Havana old car scene here, I'm going to make all the guys, excuse me, all the guys just go crazy as we just walk past car after car. I just asked if we could stop because you don't see a gathering like this very often. And so I'm just walking down. We've only got 5 minutes, so it's going to be quick. But Plymouth, Chrysler's shows varying degrees of you know, how they restore them, so to speak. Most of them don't have the original engines in it. We're finding that most of them got a Honda or a Toyota or something engine in it. But they try to fix up the exterior because these are huge money makers. The people that own these will take and rent them, and then they turn them into taxi cabs, and they'll run them all over the city, and you know, charge you 10 or 15 kooks to take you around in one. And that's considering that 20 kooks is a monthly fee. When you look at something like this, you go, geez, 20 kooks for, you know, 15, 20 minutes. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. So, but they're all just sitting here. I don't know why they're all here. Hey, there he is. Look at this. I think that's it's a Monterey Mercury. I've never seen one of those. I thought that might have been an old Chrysler. Oh, that was close. I got a guy behind me, a bus behind me that's just making all the noise. See a lot of restored VWs. So, there we go. This is the
Mira cómo se baña el carro de esa por abajo.
this is the waterfront.
Suena mañana. Eso es lo que no saben ellos.
This is the waterfront in Havana, and they've been getting some really big waves coming over the retaining wall. Really pretty amazing. Oh, there we go. Trying to get my seatbelt pulled over so I can see where the waves. This area's got a little bit of a little more room.
No rompe contra él.
And this is your the waterfront. A lot of these were hotels built for the gambling industry. You can really see the waves up here. And we're here in Havana. I've just hired a private guide to take me through the necropolis, and this is the main cemetery for Havana. There are up to 2 million people buried here, but as he was saying, he said you in the cheap seats, the common area, he said you get a grave for 2 years, and then they basically clean it out, and you come and rebury your individual wherever you want. But you get about 2 years. So he said, so technically it's been a couple million, and we will see presidents' graves and a firefighter's grave. All of this, I'm doing this in kind of reverse. This is the end of the tour, but I'm going to switch to the beginning so that it makes some sense to you. but I've actually just finished the tour. So, and my guide is, or my driver is waiting for me, so I got to run. But this is the necropolis, they call it, and this is the main gate. Well, we're here at the Acropolis, which is this big cemetery in central Havana, and this is the famous grave of Amelia Groyetti, and the big interest in her was that she's kind of considered a saint almost, and the people, the husband would come every day after she died. She died in childbirth, and the baby died with her at the same time. And he would come every day, and he would knock on the little brass knocker down here 3 times because he felt that he was waking her from the dead. And then he would circle around, and he would touch the baby's bottom, and then he would back out across and that way out away from the grave so he could see her, because there's a picture of her right up on the corner of the grave right there, and there's a picture of the 2 of them. And he did this for 40 years before he passed. And when they opened the crypt after she was buried 15 years?
Yes.
About 15 years after, the tradition is when a baby dies, a mother dies in childbirth, they would bury the woman, and at the feet of her would be the baby. They would put the stillborn infant. And when they opened it, the body had not decomposed in either their bodies, and the baby had crawled up and was in her arms. And so there's a tradition here to come bring flowers and then knock the knocker 3 times, and then touch the baby's bottom, and then walk away as the husband would do, and that will bring you whatever luck that you want, if you want to call it that. And scanning over here, you'll see all of these little tablets with things carved into them, and these are all people that have had blessings from having done this, thanking her for a new house, or health, or whatever it happens to be. And so there are several hundred of these little markers to thank her for the blessing that they received. And just over from the grave, Amelia's grave, this is a firefighters memorial for 38 men that were killed in a hardware store that caught fire, and they were working to put the fire out, not knowing that they had explosives in the building, and it blew up and it killed the 38 of them. And our guide was saying that this corner, you'll see the nun with a pelican, and a pelican means sacrifice. And then I'll swing you over to this side, and I don't remember what you said on this one. This was like
Heroism.
Heroism. That was, I should have recognized by the helmet. And there are bats.
Betrayal.
For betrayal. And then the actual bias relief of the 38 faces of the men that were killed in 1890. And you also pointed out one of the things, I've never seen this before, the teardrops that hang from the chain. So it's very, very sweet memorial to firefighters that gave their lives trying to protect the building, and unfortunately got blown up. Well, this is the last night in Havana. We're just going to have our big closing dinner, and they brought us up to the rooftop of the hotel next door to ours. I guess it's just because it's got a much quieter bar, and I guess they've rented the whole thing out. I'm going to take and zoom in, if I can keep it on the screen here. Now, where am I at? Yeah, there it is. the tides come in, there's a storm brewing, and to see the huge waves breaking over the break wall and onto the highway is really pretty spectacular. But that shows you some of the Gulf of Mexico. We've got a storm looking like it's brewing, and so that gives you a little bit of this. And I'll back you out, wander around the rest of the city. And this is Havana, Cuba. Coming around to the top of their Capitol building right there, currently under construction. And I'll move around to get a better view of some of the rest of the city there. There's a kind of industrial right in front of me. And continuing a pan of the rest of the city. I don't know what this beautiful building is here with the cupola on the top there. But kind of shows you Havana. Gotta go around to the other corner to get around the signs here. I'll show you the forts. And to complete the pan around the city, where the green is, there you can see the river right up toward the top of the screen. And you can see the fortresses across the river. Next to ours. And down, and beautiful pool down below, another hotel. Tourism is on the rise for Cuba. And the building right in the middle, I can't remember what they said originally, but right now what it is the Revolutionary Museum. Right in front of the green area, just to this side of the building, is where Grandma, Fidel and Raul and Che and the rest of them crossed Mexico, and almost drowned coming across the belt, almost floundered because he had 87 guys on it. And that was the start of the revolution, and they've got it over there encased in glass. Well, I'm here on the roof of the restaurant that they brought us over to for our final dinner, and I'm going to try to do a walk down through. Let's see, our hotel is basically over there, and there's, I don't know if you can see it in the dark, the top of the Capitol building. This building is kind of wild because it's I think it must be 6 stories. And the first 3 floors are just completely bombed out, so I'm going to walk you down the spiral staircase. That was apparently if you wanted to have a party. And I'm just going to take you down through here. Ouch. Hit my knee on that one, that hurt. And take you here. This is the rooftop bar that they've got. And then we'll take you to another set of stairs. And this is, just makes you wonder what the grandness of this place would have been, you know, years ago. Hi Dave, how you doing? One of our fellow travelers.
How was it?
It's pretty cool up there. Some more of our fellow travelers. I'm going to show you the most interesting bathroom I've seen. The sink in the center has got these little ports here. There's your water. And we've got the wash rags hanging up on the hooks for you. So anyway, I'll walk you over to where our group is having dinner. Through here, there's the kitchen where they're making the food. Food was very good. I had chicken. Chicken was good. Of course, you know how to focus because of the.
Know to come here.
How do you see that? Yeah. Now, comes through here. Another bar. We'll go this way, and here's the rest of our group having dinner. So that's a bunch of our people, and there's a bunch of our people over here. And now I'll take you into the really interesting part of the. Oh, there's Kat. Kat's waving to us. Thank you, Kat. Your star as always. Yeah, there you go. And then I'll take and walk you down to the street. Now, this is where it kind of gets kind of interesting because we walk down. And I'll show you the bracing they've done to hold this building up from collapsing. So the whole center core is basically gone, and they've had to come in and re-block everything. You can see some people on the other side there having dinner in that section. And then we'll turn again and walk you down through this area, which all of the lines strung out here are basically for people that are, I guess, living here somewhere for hanging their wash. You can tell by the floor, some of the markings on the floor, that wet clothes have been dripping. I'll walk you out on this balcony. Shows you the street that we're on. Bring you back inside. Look at the detail in here. I mean, this is pretty amazing. And come around this way. Wrought iron on all the walkways. And then you get back to the bracing that they've done to keep the building from collapsing. Everything is kind of all exposed. Come to the back of the building. Here's another serving area. And I'll turn you back this way, and we'll take you down to the street level, which we're still way above the street. And my guess is that there's people living inside of these doors because there is some light inside. So, but the magnificence of the old building here. I'm going to stop for a minute. And now we'll start the last leg of the downward spiral. Again, all the wrought iron work. Shows more of the bracing, keep the building up. It's a little disconcerting when they tell you that the, what do they say, 3 buildings every day collapse. There's some information about Fidel. Looks like a poem, I guess. Don't read Spanish, so that doesn't help. But take a look at the medallion under here. And this is a beautiful old building, waiting for its day to be fully restored. Plaster work up on top. Some of it's still in pretty good condition. Other areas you get to, and it's pretty much blasted out. And there's I think his name was Jose Sven. It's the same as the town that we were in, Cifuentes or something like that. I'm never going to get the Spanish names right. Some of the locals. How you doing? Take you out and spin around and show you the building from the outside. Really pretty amazing. It's an old structure, but it's still standing. Oops, I guess I'm losing my focus. That shows you the whole building. Kind of crazy.